So here they come, the Titans. They have happy memories of Canberra Stadium. They absolutely decimated the Raiders in what was Canberra's last home game before the competition moved to Queensland last year. To a warm reception, this young man is warming very nicely into first grade.
Yeah, only 9 games into his first grade career, and we've seen plenty of examples of just how exciting he is when he gets the ball in his hands. His dad, Preston, could change directions in the blink of an eye. Jaden can do the same thing, floats across the ground, looks a little stronger than he did after a full off-season with the Titans than he did last year. He's only a small player, but boy, he's good on his feet.
This is Spencer Turren who will do the honours tonight, a Olympic gold medalist in rowing from
Canberra Raiders
Tokyo.
fans, let's go. It is over to you, Spencer Turren, to bring out
Good crowd in here at GIO Stadium.
It's a great sight when they're all standing. And they welcome on their Canberra Raiders. Canberra 2 weeks ago, a thrilling win over Cronulla. They let an 18-6 lead slip, but then pinched the game in the last few minutes, and this man, he is almost back to his Dally M form from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, hoping to replicate what he did down here in round 1 against the Sharks. In celebrating his 200th first grade game was outstanding. Scored the first try of the season for the Raiders, and back to his running best, like it was for the team last year. It was a battle 2021, but he's found his form over the last couple. It was good even though in a beaten side, a well-beaten side last week, and hoping he can show what he did in round 1 against the Sharks. He'll need it, and they need him to be at his best.
So here we go, Big Tino leading this Gold Coast forward pack, this formidable Titans forward pack. Pleasant conditions in the capital. Winter hasn't arrived yet. As play commences, Super Saturday, and it's Mo Fotuaika who runs into 3 Raiders. The Gold Coast round 1. It looked like they were going to be blown out of the water by Parramatta, but they took it the distance. And then last week, looked like they were going to do a number on the Warriors, but then they had to go the distance to get the points. So 2 tight ones as for Asurma Alawi. Pounding it up to his own 30. 44-6 was the score to the Titans last time they met here. Aaron Clark, he doesn't run it often. That's a good run to start his night. Now Isaac Liu, the former Rooster, 9 years at the Tricolours.
Last one, Elliot. Marcus straight. Tino.
And an efficient opening set for the visitors. Grimson, Young was the man in his face. That's tricky, but a good catch from Rapana, and a big return for the Raiders, Jordan Rapana.
Yeah, great to get him back on the field. He was their player of the year last year. The energy that he brings will certainly help this Raiders outfit. The other big in for them is Brad Schneider at halfback, and also a goal kicker as the Raiders get the first penalty of the game.
So they'll get a chance to go on the attack here. James Hooper working the sideline for us. G'day, James.
G'day, Dan. Evening, everybody. Good conditions for rugby league in the national capital. Currently 16 degrees and the surface looks good to play on. It's a milestone game, Dan, for the Canberra Raiders. Their coach, Ricky Stewart, becomes only the 2nd man in the history of the club to make it to 200 games as head coach. The other, Tim Sheens.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jimmy. Is Canberra now. Wow. They throw it away effectively on tackle 1.
Well, is he going to challenge? Semi Valemei doesn't look happy about the decision. Will it be an early challenge for from the Canberra Raiders? In fact, it will.
Valemei's convinced his skipper.
We're on tackle 1 with Semi Valemei. We've got a captain's challenge on the decision of lost ball.
Well, it would be a disaster if the challenge fails. Opening penalty of the game. They get themselves into a good position off the back of the kick.
Well, looks pretty legal, doesn't it?
Well, I don't think he lost control of the ball.
His hands on it all the way.
Yeah, as he brought the ball down to put it on the ground to play it, it got a little wobbly, but it never left his hand.
You can understand why the ref made the call he did, but
Semi's
Semi's got a case.
maintains possession of the ball and places on the ground. Challenge is successful.
Almost an air of resignation from the bunker.
One with Semi.
So Canberra retain the ball.
Just need the position, mate.
Well, he was confident. He knew he didn't do anything wrong, and good on him for having the gumption to put his hand up and say, I did not make an error there.
Okay,
and he'd be
just here,
thinking,
mate.
thank
Wait for
God
tackle one.
I didn't.
And Canberra still have their challenge.
So Frawley is the man at 14. First time as a starting hooker. Plenty of halves footy and off the bench. Snyder the 7 and Whitehead down the middle.
Leave his arm now, Timmy Tino. Wait.
Wanawaka late to peel off there as Tarpany with footwork. Almost up to the 10, does get to the 10. Goes beyond the 10, Joe Tarpany. Good signs for the Raiders. So it comes out for Whitehead, on for Whiten. And then the short pass for Young, but well read. That was Sexton with the tackle. Now back for White. Then the pass for Harawira-Naida. Firmer over the top. Last tackle now, Snyder ricochets and Fotuaika lost it. But it's a Gold Coast penalty.
I understand Semi's always within 10 metres of the play. Sorry, mate. Oh, that close, that's putting pressure on to me, mate.
The Canberra player in front of the kicker, and that was Semi Valamate. Even though there wasn't much in it, he was in front of the kicker and put enough pressure on for the error from the Titans.
So they handled that pretty well, the Titans, in defence. They scored 48 points the first couple of weeks. It's as many as any team over the first fortnight. There's a looping pass here from Brimson to Fasil Ma'alawi. He and Papali'i, two big units. Clark again with a run. He had 3 runs in the first 2 weeks. He's had 2 already tonight. And now Campbell down the middle. Perhaps they think Canberra are vulnerable around that ruck area. Comes out to Sexton. Fasil Ma'alawi effectively the decoy. Plenty of metres in that set for the Titans. This is the last tackle. Brimson waiting. Good. Kick there that it's a friendly enough bounce for Rapana, but he's got nowhere to go.
He's 10. Marcus straight.
Well, the fact that he found the ground there, AJ Brimson, made it difficult for the Raiders, but Rapana was up to controlling the ball.
Stand now. Marcus, wait.
So went to Moko now. Just
Hold.
carrying it forward.
Wait.
Aaron Croker playing in the earlier game, the curtain raiser. There's Papali'i. Strong run, that's 15 metres easily. Make it 20.
Well, he shrugged off Big Tino there, and that's not an easy thing to do. It's a powerful run from the front rower.
And now with a bit of a roll on, Tarpany to Snyder. It comes out to Rapana. Beautiful offload to Snyder. Here's trouble, but Snyder can't link up with Nickel Kluckster. 1 tackle left. The fullback. Out for Frawley. On to White. Catch and pass Young. Keeps it going, and the pass from Tomoko is loose.
Okay, got a hand over.
And Canberra let an opportunity slip.
Where you want it?
Well, that was brilliant play there, down this right side. Jordan Rapana involved. That man, Brad Snyder, I thought he had an opportunity to draw and pass the fullback. Just watch the pass on the inside. He's got a player, and Kluckstar's inside. Well, he didn't realise there was a man chasing him from behind. That was Philip Sami, and Sami grabbed him before he could throw the pass. He was looking to draw Jaden Campbell and put Kluckstar away. But Sami was able to grab him just in time. And now they give away a penalty there. That was a try-scoring chance for the Raiders blowing. After a great pass from Jordan Rapana around the corner, back inside to the halfback, Brad Snyder.
So Chris Sutton does blow a penalty. 14.5 per game the first 2 weeks, most in the NRL. And we've already had 3 in the first 6 minutes, and that's a good kick into touch. So the Titans start this set inside Canberra territory. That's Herbert. Sexton for the U.
Yeah, that's the difference with the new rule now. Penalty inside the 40. If you've got someone that can find touch like that, all of a sudden you've gained 30 metres.
So Sexton now looking up with Campbell. On it goes to Brimson. The cutout ball for Sami. And he got inside Valame, but not Schneider. Rapiner down low. Over the top, Hadawir to Nida. That's the 20 just in front of him. Lots of tackles to work with here. Suma Alawi tries to put some footwork on. Clark surveys. Brimson on the short side. Oh, Kelly goes without it. And this time it's the Titans who throw away a good chance.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the intent. Well, it was Kelly who was trying to catch the pass from AJ Brimson. Took him right to the line. It was a tough one to take right on the defensive line.
And the Raiders got a little tardy and now get themselves a penalty. So now it's Canberra who can pump it upfield. So it's a penalty-a-thon, 4 in 8 minutes now. Here's the big fella, Mal Meninga, is watching on. Must be strange in the away coach's box. He was a coach here at the Raiders for a long time. It's Tarpany. White a little wraparound for Young, or at least that's what they were trying to sell the Titans. Young back inside. As Whitehead, he threatens to pass. Barges up close to the 20, then a very late offload. Frawley pins the ears back inside the 10. It's Canberra on the charge. Snyder. Papali'i. And the arms are locked up.
They're desperate to stop the offload.
Oh,
he almost got it
away. And Nicole Klukstad,
he's knocked that on.
And they've made a mess of it, the Raiders.
51. Okay, everyone's up. Everyone's up.
Stop-start affair to start things off.
Where you going, mate?
Well, he was looking to offload there, and the offloads through that set, there was 3 through that set that had the Titans under a lot of pressure. Almost gets it free there, and then as he gets up to play the ball, oh, he just loses control of it.
Raiders already 4 offloads. And it's troubling the Titans, who have missed 5 tackles to 1.
That was something of a standout feature of their game against the Sharks back in round 1. It was 23 offloads through those 80 minutes against the Sharks. That was a big part of what got them that win.
This is Sami harassed. No for the Waker. Very much an Origin regular. Look how hard he is to put down.
Let the ball go. Wait here on the
Young
mark.
and Frawley do a good job of twisting Fodawaker and slowing him down as Fafita. His first touch.
Up in his face quick, Seb Chris from the wing to stop him. That's a good tackle from White and on Patrick Herbert.
Taking him in a forward roll. Now Brimson, the midfield bomb. This is not going to be the easiest one, though. Nickel Clockstar, one of the better fullbacks at catching the high ball, and look at him straight into stride. For Canberra, decent field position here as we cross the 10-minute mark of this game. There's Chris. No Chotrich again. He's struggling with a quad injury. That's what makes the Rapiner inclusion quite timely. Chris did some very good things last year as it comes now for Tarpany. Sit back and wait again, the Titans. They do prevent the offload. It's Furmore doing the bulk of the work. Frawley bouncing out of dummy half. White threatening to run. And now it's Tomoko. That's an obstruction. That is
You, mate.
another
Actually,
penalty
Toby
Canberra
Sexton
have
over.
conceded.
Oh, well, challenge it then, mate, if you want to. But stop asking the question every time. Thanks, mate.
Well, he saw some space back on the inside, but ran behind one of his players there at Tomoko.
Geez, I had teachers that used to talk to me like that.
Just steps around Jack White, and after he passes the ball, hard to avoid that sometimes.
So no Fotuaika. Oh, he almost breaks them open. Got past Frawley. So it comes to Sexton. Picking up with Brimson. And Kelly inside the Russian Rapana.
I don't think your teacher ever asked if you wanted to challenge it.
no, but the tone, Brandy, the tone.
Oh, the Titans have made the error now. Both sides guilty of that.
Although something here is indicating a Canberra knock on.
Everyone up. Okay, shot clock's on. Where you going, mate? Scrum line, guys. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's a Titans feed.
So they've lost the ball into the Corey Harrow.
So it's a strip.
Nida has, stripped the ball and then
just got a bit of blood on.
dropped it back into the Titans player, and it's gone forward.
Never seen that sort of reaction. He almost got it out.
So you're out the back, Matt. Matt. Just out the back, mate. If you're out of play, you can pack with 5 and you're out of play for
So
the
that's
scrum.
Matt Frawley, who is in need of some treatment here.
Take him
Well,
out
that's
the
what
back.
happens
He's in
when
the
you
hands of the trainer.
play hooker for the first time.
No, you don't have to. Put him in. Okay, just wait.
In the middle.
They never made you play that position, did they?
Right, heads in. Mate, I'm not.
Wasn't putting the hand up
Stay
either.
in there.
So Sami is going to feed the scrum here. There you go, you got a winger feeding the scrum. Clark for Sexton. Now Brimson on the right side. Here's Campbell. Oh, that's strong work there from Jack Whiten, but the Titans inside the Raiders 10. Here's Fafita. He gave Campbell real trouble in both their outings last year. Well handled this time by Whitehead. As it comes to Fotuaika, the quick hands for Sexton, and now it comes out for Sami. That is textbook from the Titans as Philip Sami gets over untouched. And it's the Titans on the board first.
That was as good a set play as you'll see run right throughout this year. That was, you said textbook, the execution of the passing was absolutely spot on. Look how deep they are, giving themselves plenty of room. Didn't matter whether Canberra wanted to rush, they just had to backpedal. Rapana came in, and that opened up the space down that left touchline for Philip Sami, and it was a beautiful ball there from AJ Brimson. That was absolutely perfectly run. And the depth that they had, and we saw it on the first replay, you saw just how far back they were, but then they engaged those defenders on the inside. They didn't allow the Raiders to slide. They were too far back for the Raiders to rush. And the passing, the final one was too good. Too good for the Raiders' defence.
And not dissimilar to a couple of those plays against Parramatta a couple of weeks ago. So they've got that left side well sorted, the Titans. And Brimson, he wasn't there for the Parramatta game, but he slots in and...
Well, that left side in round 1, they scored 5 tries in total. That left side, Brian Kelly scored 2, Philip Sami scored 2. So 4 of the tries came down that left side in plays very similar to that.
So this, with Brimson now the number 6 and Campbell the 1 and Sexton the 7, it's an exciting group of players in those key roles. Kick misses, but it's Gold Coast 4, Canberra 0. James Hooper.
He made the move from fullback to 5'8" this year to accommodate Jaden Campbell, AJ Brimson, and that pass was absolutely exquisite. Just watch the draw and pass as well from the young gun playmaker Toby Sexton. He's the reason why the Gold Coast Titans opted to let Jamal Fogarty join the Canberra Raiders, because they have such a high opinion of this young bloke as well.
Yeah, only a handful of games last year, and I think the jury was still out. No, one of the questions coming into the season, how will the young players, the inexperienced spine, how will they perform? But Sexton's been very good.
Oh, here's an early spread. Jaden Campbell, but well handled. And of course, Fogarty If he wasn't injured, he'd be out there in the 7 jersey for the Raiders. But it's the Titans
Off the ball now.
off and running.
Marcus hold. Wait.
15 minutes now gone as it comes here to Sami in the middle. Says he lost 5 kilos over the off-season. Well, it hasn't diminished his strength.
That's good.
Martino.
Elliot up together. Work it back here. Hold here, Joe.
Titans just the one failed completion so far. Fodawaker straight and hard.
Last one, Josh.
It's going to be Sexton just venturing outside the 40. And Seb Chris took that nonchalantly and stylishly.
Well, he didn't. It got to him pretty quick. It was a low one and an awkward one because he topped it, Toby Sexton. Didn't strike it how he wanted to.
Ooh, Tomoko threatening. He got away from Herbert. And got away from Fafita as well, but Sexton down low. Good first couple of tackles here for the home team. There's Papali'i. Needs 3 to get in his road. Now Tarpany. Oh, that's strong stuff from Tarpany.
No, that's outstanding. He's been good. Strong start from Tarpany.
And Snyder to Whiten, the cutout ball, and he's misfired again, Jack Whiten. So he's trying to let his hands do the talking so far, and not quite on the mark.
Yeah, look,
Where you are, Elliot.
just look how flat they are. Look at that. That is a flat line of players on the outside of Jack White. And in the end, he threw it across the face of all of them. But you know, how they're setting up compared to what the Titans just did down their left side. Not many options for Jack White in there, but still, pass couldn't find anyone.
Now Firmo, look at him, bursting onto it.
Well, they stood back and waited for that then. Brad Schneider and Papali'i forced to make the low tackle.
Sami barreling over.
And they're 3 from 7. They're less than 50% completion rate at the moment, the Raiders. And that killed them last week against the Cowboys.
So here's Fafita. Chopped down by White. And Fafita puts it down. So that makes a bit of a mess of the completion rate.
Okay, everyone's up.
Well, it's been a slow start from David Fafita again. Couple of runs. Just, I think the hand was in there.
Go in the middle.
From
Scrum
Tomoko.
here.
He didn't want to challenge, though, David Fafita. He would have won the challenge if he thought to put his hand up. Last week, 8 runs for 69 metres. It was a very un-David Fafita-like performance. The coach said it was too hot. Well, there's no excuses tonight here for David Fafita, and they need him
Hold there.
to cause some havoc down that right side.
Ball in.
Justin Holbrook there. 3rd year as coach of the Titans, of course, made the finals last year. So progress is being made as Brad Schneider, who loves taking the line on, is playing it on the first, and now Valame pounding it up to the 30. Bit of momentum now for the Raiders. Frawley has been cleaned up. Whiten, there he goes, there he runs. So they open up the right side. And comes out now to Tarpany. Keeps it going to Schneider, the front man, Harawira-Naida. He gets that typical offload. There's Schneider pointing Nicol Klukstad to the right. Nicol Klukstad captured.
He stayed down injured, Harawira-Naida, which is not a good sign.
Tarpany, geez, dangerous. Oh, if he linked up with his man, Rapida, that was a Canberra try. But it's a knock-on against the Raiders, and yet again, an error, this time at a crucial moment.
Okay, we're all clear here. Knock on, mate. It will be a scrum.
Corey, Harawira-Naida. Awkward one to take there. Half a chance. Sort of went behind him. He'd run
Go on the
past the
scrum line,
ball
Toby.
already. Jordan Rapina.
Boys, it'll be on the scrum line. A scrum.
He's caused some problems in and around the ruck. Joe Tarpany, he's been very good. But you're right, another error. And last week against the Cowboys, they only got through 17-6.
Staying on the
60% completion rate, 17 sets. That's all they completed last week through the 80 minutes. They didn't give themselves a chance to beat the Cowboys. The same will happen if they continue to make errors. And
one could argue they didn't. They were a bit unlucky with some of the Cowboys' tries, but they certainly didn't put themselves in a position to win. A couple of those Cowboys tries are a touch fluky, but no doubt the better side won that night. By the way, this is multicultural round, a celebration of the diverse cultural heritage of everyone in the rugby league community. Our game unified by a common belief that our differences make us more than the sum of our parts. Wherever you're from, whenever you arrived, we're stronger together. Good concept from the NRL. And the Titans now bringing it out. Oh, there's a Marju offload that gets them going here, really out of nowhere. A Sexton to Herbert.
Well, good ball movement there from the Titans to get themselves out of trouble. Started with the Marju offload, and
Take it back.
he's made an impact for them, Greg Marju. He's built like a tank.
Now, speaking of tanks, there's Fafita. By the way, we haven't had a set restarters yet in this game, and the penalties have dried up. So it comes out to Tino. On to Brimson. Thermal. Now to Kelly. Valame coming in, making good enough contact with his first attempt. Here's Isaac Liu linking up with Fa'asul Ma'alawi. Oh, it's so hard to put down. So the final play here for the Titans. They're having no problems getting to the end of their sets, it seems, as Sexton's high kick has Chris scurrying and with nowhere to go.
That was an impressive set from the Titans. The ball movement, the offloads. Canberra backpedaling, and that allowed them to put in an attacking kick, and they got the Raiders bringing it out of their own end.
Well, I mentioned the Cowboys, their win over Canberra. What about tomorrow? That's going to be a great afternoon. Suncorp Stadium, the Queensland Derby, Broncos, Cowboys in the afternoon. Big crowd expected. And, of course, we've got it here on Fox League, followed by Manly Canterbury. So it's a bumper Sunday of footy right here.
Well, Frawley had a dummy half then. He just popped it up in the air, really. Not a great kick, didn't travel any distance that they needed.
Titans on top in the run of play. 4-0 the lead. Philip Sami the try. And he's about to play it now. Tino making a beeline for Tarpany. Doesn't run at little fellas, Tino Fa'asul Ma'alawi goes for the big boys. There's now Sexton getting involved to feed the delayed pass, and it was too delayed, and Campbell just has to take the tackle. Now Liu. It's inside the 30 as the arm is raised for the last. Sexton. Now Brimson. Another cutout pass. Kelly. Oh, the little grubber. Fermor taps it on. Remarkable. Brian Kelly scores. Oh, that is impressive skill. Fermor and Kelly with some very neat touches. And the Titans open up this lead.
Well, they looked like they'd chanced their arm running it on the fifth play. It got out to Brian Kelly, and they really hadn't done anything to create any sort of advantage or any space for their runners. Brimson out to Kelly. Plenty of defenders in front of him, just gets it through the defensive line. Bo Firma is onside. He might have been a little bit fortunate in the tap back, but it ended up in the right hands. Brian Kelly runs around.
Comfortable it was backward, Brandy?
I think so. Let's look at it again. Yeah, I think it went backwards. Steps around Whitehead. Doesn't really make an effort to force the try wide. Kelly runs it around under the post. Bo Firma, he wanted to try and tap it. It looked awkward, but I'm pretty sure it went back there.
Yeah, probably this score now reflecting the run of play. Titans have been the better team, you'd have to say. And now they lead 8 points to 0, and a pretty easy kick here for Toby Sexton.
Well, they haven't got too many fifth tackle plays, the Raiders. The last one wasn't good. Out of dummy half as Sexton drives it hard in between the posts. The last one was terrible. Matt Frawley out of dummy half around the 40-metre mark, just popped up in the air. It only went 20 metres forward. So that gave the Titans the ascendancy almost immediately. They were back into Canberra territory, and off the back of that, this is the result. Clever play from Brian Kelly. Gets the tap back from Bo Firma and runs it around under the posts. That didn't look good.
Well, as we get ready for a restart, here's James Hooper.
They've got some big-name back rowers, Dan, in Dave Fafita and also Tino Fasuamala-Awi, but it's Bo Firma who has really shot himself out of a cannon to start the season. Scored that cracking try to open the game last week, the Derby Devils Junior. And now again, just send the little bat back. He's in everything. It's been a journey for him to get here. He started with the Melbourne Storm, spent some time at Newcastle, now really finding his feet as a Gold Coast Titan.
Yeah, they've got a good one, Jimmy. He's 23 and he's signed for the next couple of years, so he's not going anywhere for a while. And looks like they've found a beauty. Titans full of running. Isaac Liu. Clark, he had those couple of early runs, but now just in his more familiar role of distributing. Fodawaker's run. And with the quick play the ball, allowed Clark to take a couple of steps before that kick. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, Nicole Klukstar there took a gamble and got slightly fortunate that it bounced straight up.
Well, there seemed to be a little bit of confusion there. Klukstar thought that Seb Chris was coming in. They both looked at each other and then allowed the ball to bounce. Fortunate for them that it sat up in the air. Klukstar now with a run. Gets them to the 30. Desperate to get to a kick, Canberra.
Company now down the centre again. Getting past a defender or two. Tom Starling fresh and just into the game and immediately into stride. Immediately adding impact. And it's Snyder on the final play. Campbell, oh, he mistimed that Whiten, but the ref said all legal, not dangerous. And Campbell made the play.
And did well, didn't he, Jaden Campbell, to take that Jack Whiten bearing down on him. Made contact in the air, pulled his hands away. They collided mid-air, but Campbell was able to control the ball.
He's now still very young in his career, Patrick Herbert. So one run from Starling. Oh, that's a penalty. It's about to remark that Canberra all of a sudden slightly re-energised, but that's going to hurt.
Well, they finally get to a kick. The kick's not bad, and they put the Titans under some pressure, but they control the ball through the 6 tackles, which has been a rarity so far. But then they give the penalty away, and the kick finds touch. They're back into Canberra territory, the Titans.
And look pretty good when they've been down this end. Isaac Liu has put in a very solid opening stint. Waker as well with 6 runs. Oh, and rushing up there was Snyder on Brimson.
Stand now. Straight, Corey. Hold it, Ray.
Bit of a run up.
Emre, Corey now.
Want to fall on his front for that quick play the ball. Sexton for Feeder. Takes it one-handed.
It's a great legs tackle there from Jack Whiten.
Now back to Sexton. They sit back and wait for him to make his move. The stab kick pretty well weighted, and
Dead off Canberra.
Starling in the end gets rid of it, but more pressure coming.
They keep applying it, and they get the kick right. Toby Sexton, another very good one. Throws a little dummy, just separates the defenders, gets the space in between them, and forces Canberra to knock it dead.
When you kick it, Jordan.
Very composed, Toby Sexton.
It's on your kick.
The question for the Titans, can they maintain this pressure? Because they can go off the boil, but boy, they look very good tonight so far. Mo Fodawaker.
Corey Horsburgh on the field now, making that tackle. Papali'i's had his first stint. Back on the sideline.
So here's Liu again. Again, plenty of metres on offer, now up to the 20. Two big men waiting on the left here, and it's going to come to Fodawaker. And comes to Sexton. Oh, Furmore hits a hole, and he goes straight through. Bo Furmore. Oh, the Titans are killing the Raiders on that side. And they're doing a number of them in this first half.
Yeah, very good again down this left side. It was a ragged defensive line that the Canberra was showing the Titans attack. One up, back. Look at the holes in that defensive line. Valemay was up and he was past the ball. Took himself out of play. He moved up that far. Brad Snyder hung back. Little wonder that the Titans were able to expose it. Toby Sexton gets in between. He can't make the legs tackle on Bo Furmore, who is very powerful. As James Hooper said, his involvement in the first try, but his form in the opening 2 rounds has been outstanding. Scored a try in the first minute last week against the Warriors and has become a regular starter now. He's pushed Kevin Proctor back to the bench. And they are just, well, they are playing with control. They're all over Canberra. Field position, possession, heavily favouring the Titans.
Well, this is shades of what they did to them last year, midway through the 2021 season.
And it's a little wonder the score is what it is at the moment, running in their 3rd try. But, you know, when you look at that defensive line that Canberra presented to the Titans.
Oh, hang on.
That's just a minute 20, mate. We have to call time off.
Okay. There's a bit of panic there. You're going to take that off us. No, just calling time off Chris Sutton. So the Titans looking for their 2nd win out of the first 3 rounds, and so far so good. Thurston hook straight over the middle. James Hooper.
He's making a name for himself, Bo Furmore, Dan. And Brandy, a question for you. It's only a young spine here amongst these Gold Coast Titans. Jaden Campbell at fullback. AJ Brimson's moved to 5'8" to accommodate him. Toby Sexton and, of course, Aaron Clark. But I tell you what, gee, they are showing some promising signs so early in the season, Brandy.
Well, look, and that was the big question mark coming into the season. Oops, you know, there was players on the edges that you knew the Titans had points in them. Very strong middle with the signing of Isaac Liu, but did they have the spine to match those players? And they're certainly showing that they're up to it in the opening 2 and a bit rounds.
Well, they were a finals team last year, and you cross your fingers that Brimson has an injury-free season. Campbell gets some experience and warms into first grade, and when they're firing, they're a pretty good team. Here's Clark now.
Well, the more he runs the ball, the better for the side too. He's a powerhouse out of dummy half. Scored a good try against the Eels in round 1.
10 there, Jack.
This is her, but don't forget half-time. We will no doubt the team back at the Clive Churchill studio, led by Braith, will be looking back at that astonishing finish between Melbourne and Parramatta. You, I dare say, won't see anything like it for the rest of the year. And you can say that we're only in round 3. Rapiner with nowhere to go. James Hooper.
This is a big set for the Raiders here, Dan. An interesting tactical ploy from the Gold Coast Titans. The Raiders have used 4 interchanges already. We've seen young Tom Starling come on for Matt Frawley, and Ricky Stewart's also interchanged his 2 starting front rowers. The Gold Coast have used none so far.
Good observation, you're right. So the likes of Will Smith and Sam Lasone and Jamin Jolliffe, Kevin Proctor, all fresh. No Fodawaker, already over 100 metres. Tino has had 7 runs. As it comes now for Hudson Young, floating, backwards. Oh, he threw it straight to Kelly. He couldn't have picked him out better if he tried.
Well, he was standing there waiting for it, Brian Kelly. It's not as if he appeared very quickly. He was just hanging around.
Oh, Horsburgh gives Isaac Liu the lot.
Well, that's given the fans here at GIO Stadium something to cheer about. Set restart for the Gold Coast Titans. They haven't had much to get them out of their seats, but the Horsburgh hit got them out of there.
But the Titans are threatening again. Fodawaker runs into a dead end. But a set restart, as you would have heard, means that's just tackle 2. Tino. And the ankles there, Emre Gula. Clark uses Lasone as the decoy. Sexton, left foot step, goes for it. He got over. But it's going up as no try. This is an outrageous attempt to score, and he's so close.
Tackle 4 with Toby Sexton. I got no try.
I don't know if he got it down. It was an incredible effort.
Doesn't get it to the line.
From the young halfback, off the left foot twice, straightened up, carried a couple of Canberra Raiders into the in goal. Horsburgh's hanging on for dear life. Cookstar is underneath. Oh, he goes awfully
No grounding
closer.
at this stage from Toby Sexton.
Got him though. Oh, the fullback. From that angle anyway.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, the ball's close. We can't see how close. This might... It's a try. I think...
Hang on, there's the Canberra of the ground, Brandy. I'm telling you, there's the Canberra.
Does Toby Sexton's left hand stop him getting the ball on the ground? Look at the left hand. That's Toby Sexton's hand. I don't think we're going to see any vision. See the ball underneath the leg there? You can see it almost on the ground.
We need those biomechanics that always
Ball
get
remains
pulled
up
out
at
for
the
the
conclusion
judiciary
of the
hearings.
tackle. Toby Sexton maintains possession.
Okay, no try, but they're only halfway through the count. You think it was a try, don't you?
I thought it touched the ground.
Toby.
Anyway, they'll come back and play the ball. They've got a couple of tackles left.
So they tick the tackle count over, so just the 2 tackles left.
Hudson.
But Canberra have to hold on here. Have to. Basuma Alawi. They open up this left side now for the last tackle. And they go to the ground, or they go to the air, they go through their hands. Well, that's loose, and Lasone, he shrugs off Harawira Naida, but needs to get rid of it, and he can't. Certainly not legally. So Canberra survived. That was a must.
Well, we've said it all night, well, certainly for the opening 35 minutes, that they need to get to a kick. They need to clear the ball out of this end, from this end of the field.
15 completions to 5. There's the story of the game right there. That's a looping pass from Whiten. Tomoko has threatened a couple of times in this first half.
Yeah, he's a good runner of the footy, that Tomoko.
Horsburgh. The catch and pass, Schneider. Now Elliott. Schneider, the extravagant dummy on the inside, and didn't take the bait, the Titans defenders, with Brimson and Lasone there. So Whiten kicking from 30 metres out. Campbell confident and catching it. At least the Raiders go the length of the field in that set.
Well, if they can put more sets like that back to back, they'll get themselves back into the game. They travelled more than 60 metres. They got a kick that lands a few metres short of the try line. They just haven't been able to do that. I think that's only once or twice that it's happened. Jaden Campbell, he gets up in the air, gets the foot onto the ground as Harawira Naida hits him.
And it's no problem for the Canberra second rower. I wouldn't have thought, but
no, that's all fine.
it's a good strong hit, and Campbell just wearing one.
The second marker, Corey.
So there'll be no action here, and it'll just be a play the ball.
You're right, Jaden. Okay, we're going to play one, mate. Just wait. Don't go early. Adam, hold him, mate.
Well, they've got 5 minutes to try and force an error. Get some ball down this end of the field for the Raiders.
Straight away, Corey. Back and hold.
Marju, he is a giant. Oh, it's a penalty here for the Gold Coast. The Raiders again. Just providing a free passage for the visitors.
And you're right, again.
Oh, that's a great kick again from Sexton.
And that's what they've done. Every time they've been able to kick the ball back inside Canberra territory off the back of a penalty, and Canberra have continued to offer them that opportunity.
So Fuller running the Titans. There's Brimson now. Oh, he puts Fafita straight through. Can they stop him? Well, they do. Klugstad hanging in there. And Seb Chris also involved. No service for Sexton. As far as Matlawi with the settler. Not a big offloader, Tino. Happy to take the tackle.
Canberra's edge defence on both sides of the field is very ratty.
Here's Lasone. Set restart. Ran into an offside defender. They're making it hard for themselves. Here's Tino. And here's a try. So simple. Well, the Titans. This is relentless. They get their 4th try. And the big fella, the skipper, plunging over.
And it all started back up the other end of the field when they were able to tackle the Titans inside their own 10-metre line, but then gave away a penalty. Look at the defence. Where was Matt Tomoko going? He left an enormous hole for David Fafita to run into. Good pass from AJ Brimson. Couple of plays later, Tino Fa'asuamala-Aui off the back fence, just spearing in between defenders. Stop him. Not a chance. In between Elliott and Horsburgh, and just falls over the try line. What a display by the Gold Coast Titans. They've come down here and done what they did last year to the Raiders.
Well, it was a very similar scoreline at half-time. We still have 3 minutes to go here. But it was a thorough decimation that night, and they're doing it. In fact, it was 22-0 the last time they played at this ground.
I don't think I've seen a possession rate as lopsided as this one. It's 74%. Now, they've got through 18 sets compared to the Raiders' 6. Now, out of those 6 sets, they've probably got to their... they've been in a good kicking position twice, 2 or 3 times. Like, the field position has dried up completely. They had ball down that end of the field, the Raiders, in the opening 5 or 10 minutes. That's been it. Hasn't happened again.
Toby Sexton makes it 3 from 4, 22-0, James Hooper.
It has been a colossal evening so far for the Gold Coast captain, Dan Tino Fa'asuamala-Aui. 12 carries, 112 metres, 3 tackle busts, a line break, and now that try. Alarm bells for the Canberra Raiders. On the other hand, they've only had 50% of the ball and they've made 7 errors.
It's a good test for the Titans in that, can they go on and really bury a team? One of the flaws is, look at Tino, 112 metres. Fodawaker, 9 runs from him. The Canberra leading forward, Joey Tarpany, with 70 metres. Their leading run maker in terms of metres is Brad Schneider, the halfback. He was aided by a line break, but that's telling that the halfback is number 1 in that department. And Fafita growing in confidence. And don't forget, back to the Clive Churchill studio at half-time. There's a bit to dissect here. Titans look great. Canberra in a world of pain.
Well, that's not a good sign either. Klugstad up the tunnel.
HIA. So if he passes, should be on for the start of the second half. If he passes. There's Sexton now. Not his best kick, but he gets a wild bounce. And now Rapana, desperate times, desperate measures, fashions a pass for Chris. And well, this could be something for Canberra. Just before the break.
Over on the mark, Jordan.
But I'm not allowed to get on with it. But at least they can mount something before the half-time siren. Even if they've had no ball at this southern end, the issue is they just can't hang on to it. So it is Horsburgh trying to rev up his team in defence. That's a good run to get this set started. Gula, early ball for Snyder. That's Elliott. And a break away from Brimson and Fermor. Sono there as well. Back it comes now for Gula. And Gula almost slipped past Jolliffe. Clark was there. Raiders, they're close. Snyder, the dummy. Got past Fafita, but Tino, the tackler. Starling back for Whitehead. Now to Elliott. And Elliott's going to be handled here, so here we go. The last tackle. Repeat set, no good. It's a crash play, but Whitehead gets rid of it. Chance, Valemay! Oh, they needed that, the Raiders. Valemay gets over. And Canberra can at least go into the sheds with something.
Yeah, if ever there was a side that needed a try, it was Canberra off the back of that set. The penalty gave them field position. The offloads, again, a highlight of their play. Elliott Whitehead just, well, it's oranges, just over the back. Just throw it up over the back and see if someone can pick it up. They then quickly pushed it out to Valemay. There's the siren. That was clever from Tom Starling. Rapida found himself infield, and Valemay just gets the head low and drives into the in-goal area. What an important four-pointer that might turn out to be. Well played from Rapina. Threw the long one out to Valemay. Down low. And what a crucial four-pointer. If they can get themselves back, that might give them something, a lift to going into half-time. I don't know whether it'll make Ricky feel all that much better. But at 22-0, they strike in the final minute of the first half.
Semi Valemay moving into the centres this year. And Snyder now with chance to convert. 4 from 4 in that opening round match, the one game he played this year. Goal kicking this year way down across the NRL, something like 64% as compared to mid-70s. But Snyder looks like he can kick him. Well, not easy though, the non-preferred side. And that's going to hook away. So his first missed goal, but at least they get some points on the board. Half-time at Canberra Stadium, it's the Gold Coast Titans 22, the Raiders 4.
The Canberra defence, their edges, there's no connection there. They've opened up. Jack Whiten has handled everything that's come his way, but they've opened up both left and right.
Yeah, only the one run from him. Just hasn't had the chance. I think we've got some news on Chance Nickel-Klookstar, James Hooper.
Yeah, a little good news for the Raiders, Dan. That is Chance Nickel-Klookstar has passed his HIA assessment, so he's back out there now. He's ready to go for the second half.
Thank you, Jimmy. Off we go. It's the Raiders to receive. And it's Corey Horsburgh. Now, he did bring something when he entered the game late in the first half. So both teams, one win, one loss, and you would imagine they're both in that same part of the field where a game like this, it could be a real four-point game. They might be competing with each other for a spot in the bottom part of the top 8. As Starling on now to Horsburgh, desperately wants to offload. And Tino told to get off. So Starling, of course, didn't start the game with Matt Frawley carrying the load for the first portion. But Starling now provides for Snyder. No problem for Sami. And a good committed chase from the Raiders. So they did something they did rarely in the first half, Greg Alexander. They got through a set and now have the Titans pinned. And he's now
Well, the other part of the equation is not to give a penalty away. They did that a few times where they put the ball down around the 10-metre mark, but then gave a penalty away and made it easy for the Titans to get themselves on the attack very quickly.
So Kelly's run followed up by Marju, and that's then followed up in turn by Jolliffe. It comes from Clark out to Brimson. Fermor has been toying with the Raiders at times. Ian Fafita having excellent games. Fafita, it took a while for him to warm into it, but dynamic in the back part of that first half. So another set that is completed by the Titans is Rapana. And his first game back, he's carrying it forward here. One bunts the Raiders as it comes out to White. And here we go, just his second run for the night, and tidy tackle from Herbert. They continue to work this left side over. Hudson Young with some space. Starling ignores Whitehead, ignores Gula, and almost cuts through. Brimson and Fermor with the tackle. Whiten. Oh, that is going to be a tester. Although Campbell, takes it effortlessly. It came off the boot. It looked like it might have been one of those real knuckleball kicks, but came down nicely for the fullback.
The Raiders have to be prepared to continue to do that. The tries mightn't come straight away, although they'll want them at 22-4 down. They've just got to work themselves into the game, get through their sets, get the kicks in, and then try and force the error.
So here's Campbell sniffing around the middle. Had a Oneida grabbing him. Jolliffe. James Hooper told us that all those bench players only came into the first half very late, so they should be very fresh. Now that is a kick that is allowed to bounce, and that could be a Fafita! Oh, almost steamrolling his way to the line.
Hand over.
And it was Sebastian Chris who just got in Fafita's way.
Make the 10.
AJ Brimson put a very similar kick in the first half where he kicks from the left side of the field and hooks it back to the right. Canberra really couldn't get themselves in position to make a plant. The ball had to allow it to bounce, but that's what happens. If you allow it to bounce, it can go anywhere. And Fafita almost got himself a try, which would have been shocking for the Raiders to allow the Titans to be first to score in the second half.
And it's his 7th run of the night with Horsburgh into Tino. Could play the ball, Whiten on the run, kicking. That was just outside the 40, not enough angle anyway.
Here comes the chase.
And that is brilliant stuff. Campbell is gone. And that's as good as it's been for Canberra all night.
That's their best play of the night. Apart from the try from Valemay, right on the stroke of half-time, that is their best play. Jack Whiten just outside the 40. Gets a good bounce, stays in field, gets into the in-goal area. He leads the chase, but Starling's up there as well. And that's the sort of stuff that turns the game. That's the sort of inspiration that the team, the Canberra, need.
Can they pay that off? Horsburgh. First line dropout Canberra's received tonight. For Whitehead, moved to the middle this year in his NRL career, essentially as a second rower. Now Snyder at the line for White. Whiten slips off Sexton, but the problem was Hudson Young got in Whiten's way. Back now for Snyder. Gula to the 10. Couple of tackles left. Needs something out of this as Whiten, or the early grubber, Tomoko! a contest. Matt Tomoko scores. Whiten kicking before the last, and Tomoko knew it was coming.
Well, you knew if they scored points off the back of the effort that Starling and Jack Whiten made to trap Jaden Campbell in the in-goal area, that there could be something special building. That's the start they needed to the second half. They couldn't allow the Titans to grab the first one of the second 40. Whiten summed it up very well. Defenders coming up quick. Marju couldn't get back quick enough to stop the kick. And Tomoko on the spot, stayed onside. Almost saw the footy come out at the death there. But that's exactly the start they needed to this second half. All off the back of the Jack Whiten kick. That was closer coming out of his hands than I thought. So he's done a marvellous job to keep control of the footy and score a try now that gets the Raiders, well, has them feeling that they're back in the game.
Well, it's his best moment. Jack Whiten, just the one run in the first half, already had a couple tonight, and there, a lovely, delicate kick to just swing the momentum Canberra's way, but they do have a fair amount of ground to cover.
Yeah, they've got to go up by 6s too. Big kick from Brad Schneider here. Missed the kick from the sideline in the first half. Needs to get this one. Back to 2 converted tries if he does.
$11 in from touch. No real win to speak of. And that pinpoint, 22 points to 10 as we go down to James Hooper.
That's his first try for the season, Matt Tomoko, Dan, and he can come up with a big play at an opportune time. You remember back to round 1, the game was on the line against Cronulla. He came up with a huge run, and then the offload for Hudson Young to score that try that sealed the game. He's also the Raiders Rookie of the Year in conjunction with Harley Smith-Shields last year.
Thank you, Jimmy. And the Titans can concede a few in a hurry, but still got that 12-point buffer. Last week they led the Warriors 12-0 very early and saw that lead eroded. In fact, they were behind at halftime. And against Parramatta, they scored tries in bunches, but they conceded in bunches as well. Martino comes off for a break. He won't be off for long, you wouldn't imagine. Kevin Proctor coming in. The energy has just changed here at Canberra Stadium. There's Nicole Brookstad. Up by Fafita and Sexton. And now Starling shoveling it onto Whiten. Now Hudson Young. Oh, got away from Herbert.
Headed back in too, very smartly.
Let the ball go here. Wait, David, wait.
Comes out to Horsburgh. So, yet again, the Raiders get through a set. They're doing things like they weren't doing in the first half.
Not early, mate. Wait.
So Whiten goes to the air, end over end. Marju has to come forward. And take his eyes off that, even with the oncoming traffic of Matthew Tomoko.
No, outstanding take from Marju. Seen plenty of wingers over the first couple of rounds when asked to come forward towards the chase, make a meal of it, but Marju didn't.
Sami has been as impressive in the first couple of weeks of the season as he has what's been a pretty good career, but here he's dragged backwards.
Yeah, they took the crowd out of the game in the first half, the Titans, but there's been some involvement from them to open this second half. Some big plays from the Raiders.
Well, they're stuck in quicksand here, the Titans. They're just over the 30 on what is now tackle 5. And it's Sexton. He had to have the big run up and gets plenty on it. For Kluckster. Threatens to bring Valame into it. Start 20 short of halfway.
Not great after that run either, Nickel Kluckster. Past his HIA, but I've seen him look a lot better than that.
Valame gets it. Emre Gula. Good, powerful run. And that allows Starling to run away from the big markers. Then the dummy, he's through, he's away! Comes to the fullback Campbell and just couldn't find someone in time to link up with. Then the offload, it is Tomoko again, they're in again! Oh, the Raiders, out of nowhere, on their way back. Tomoko a double. And Tom Starling with a superb run.
He is lightning out of dummy half, Tom Starling. They decided to start with Matt Frawley. Bring Starling off after things had opened up a bit, but just watch the speed, throws the dummy. Whiten's taken down. Starling looking for support. Thought it was going to die there, just pushes one out. Look who's there, Jordan Rapana. Terrific football from Rapana. Throws the pass to Matt Tomoko, who has now scored back-to-back tries in the matter of minutes.
3 tries in 12 minutes. What a turnaround.
Just splits 4 defenders there, gets the ball down, rolls over in the in-goal area to get it down. But that was off the back of a fast play, the ball from Emre Gula. Starling off the back of that. Just lightning out of dummy half. Very hard to handle. Almost, it's Damien Cook-like, that sort of run.
Don't think he's a beach sprinter though, Tom Starling. He could be.
It's quick enough to be.
And Tomoko nowhere gets himself a double.
Well, there's some doubt starting to creep into the back of the Gold Coast Titans' minds now.
Well, this is basically the same spot here. Oh, no, again, he's just calling time off Chris Sutton. It's hard in mouth stuff when the ref calls a halt to proceedings, but the try has been confirmed. But this is the same spot as his previous kick, which he absolutely nailed.
There's Jordan Rapana bobbing up, the right winger. Infield, almost on the left side of the left touchline to pass that ball.
Same routine. Measured. Now, that's got work to do. No goal, but there is still 28 minutes to haul in. It is 8-point deficit.
Mile of time left.
James Hooper.
It was a very measured Ricky Stewart in the Raiders sheds at half-time, Dan, and surprisingly so. He would have had every right to be ranting and raving given the errors and also the poor completion rate that the Canberra Raiders had endured in the opening half. Just keep an eye here on Chance Nickel-Clockster. Brandy spotted it before. While all that play was going on and Matt Tomoko scored his second try, he hardly moved. He seems to be clutching at his rib area. We know he had that HIA assessment at half-time, but he looks in a world of pain.
Yeah, that would have, if he was to exit the game, it would cause a reshuffle. There's no natural replacement to slot in, no utility on the bench, although Frawley can come back into proceedings as Whitehead down the middle.
I have to give Rapana another rap for where it doesn't matter where it is on the field. If there is a chance on, he will bob up, and that's exactly what he did there.
Have a good play the ball from Gula. There's Horsburgh. Closing in on halfway. Doesn't look right, does he? Constant wincing as Whitehead. Oh, Whiten on the run. Now Tomoko. Oh, he got away there from Marju. Herbert had to make that tackle. Now it comes to Whiten. Skinny blindside and finds the line.
He wanted that to stay in. He was bearing down there on Jaden Campbell. Desperately wanted to stay in and try and force something in the in-goal area. Just took a left-hand turn, finds touch. It's not a bad result, but there's the run from Tomoko. He's a powerhouse.
Well, you want an explanation how this game has turned around. First half, Canberra, 8 from 14 completions. Second half, which we'll bring up in a moment, a hell of a lot better.
7 from 7.
7 from 7 now, just ticking over. And again, the Titans, this was a problem they weren't having in the first half, and that was getting it out of their territory. No piggyback penalties, and Canberra rushing up.
Yeah, they need the middles to put their hand up. Tino Fasuamalawi is off the field. He was the the man that took them forward in the opening 40.
Will Smith there at dummy half, providing for Proctor a couple of the reserve players. Smith 3 try assists in week 1 against the Eels, his former club. As Sexton now, they're behind halfway. No problem for Nickel Klukstad. He's tough and just takes his medicine. Now Whiten chiming into dummy half. He's looking to get involved now at any opportunity. One of the penalty or 6 more tackles just outside the 40 there. Sebastian Chris. Starling had the eyes up there looking to run, but just provides for Gula. He's been quite busy in this second period. Back for Horsburgh. On to Whiten. Keeps it going, Nickel Klukstad. Tomoko has really troubled them. Herbert got him down low with Sexton up top. But they're close. They're close enough for an attacking kick. Whiten. Oh, he missed cues. Now it's going to be called a changeover, whether it was a knock-on or a legal kick.
Rapiner back down the middle of the field. Yeah, he was looking to get it in behind the play. The ball had to reach high, dragged it in beautifully, but then took his eyes off the footy. Almost missed it.
It looked like it was legal there, but of course, it just dribbled away and the 6th tackle was completed. So this is Sami getting up gingerly. Oh, that's quite the hobble. So Canberra here have continued to fire up. Maju.
He gets things going.
Yeah, he's got the penalty.
Inside the 40 as well. That's 4 or 5 times in the first half. They get through half the set.
Oh, you can. You can.
They challenge it.
This is interesting, challenging a high tackle. Well, Maju was straight hand on head or head on face.
Challenge from Canberra on the decision of high tackle.
Yeah, not something that I noticed live.
I have ruled high tackle.
Maju just off the right foot, straightens up. Well, there's no force in it, but there's contact with the head. That's the penalty.
Can't overturn.
Defenders make high contact on the ball carrier. Challenges unsuccessful.
Just the footwork from Maju. Saw Whitehead, who was sliding to his left, just hang that arm out. And although there was nothing in it, it was contact with the head.
So that's it for Canberra, 1 and done. It was the first challenge of the night. Titans still yet to go upstairs. And for the first time in a while, it seems, they've got some good field position, the Titans. That's a strong start from Jolliffe. Retake the momentum here. Proctor.
Oh, good tackle there. Jack White out of the line.
Smith to Sexton. Sexton to Brimson. Back in field for Kelly. Oh, Kelly slipped inside Whitehead, but cover was there from Gula. Inside the 20. Now that's Fotuaika pounding down the middle. All of a sudden the Titans have a chance. Smith to Proctor. Proctor to Sexton. Hurries it on to Brimson. Rapiner holds on, but the pass comes out for Proctor. Now, Kelly's pass put down. The little breaks, the little moments going the way of the home side now.
Yeah, as Brimson was swung around, you thought, well, if he can offload, he gave the ball back to Kevin Proctor, who was swinging around. Did well to get the ball out, Rapiner off his wing, but then Proctor with the ball back down this short side. I thought they were a chance. Philip Sami, well, if he catches that ball, it might have been interesting. He just went straight through his grip.
Jules Papali'i.
It doesn't matter how they do it, the Raiders. They just can't afford the Titans to get another one. The momentum did swing because of the penalty. They challenged it, hoping that they would get the result. They failed. They've got the ball now.
Yeah, I was about to say Papali'i only 3 runs in his first innings because they didn't have the ball. So there's a strong tackle on Valamay as he's flipped over like a crepe. And now Horsburgh. Fascinating game. 22-0, now 22-14. Oh, Young straight into Sexton. Sexton stands his ground.
Away from there now. Hold here. Wait.
Whitehead. Oh, that's a legal pass. Starling, they sit back and wait. Tomoko is torturing Herbert.
Off him now, Craig. Take it, Jimmy.
Now back for Papali'i. Only the 3 runs, but made 44 metres, so the runs had purpose. Whiten chasing through on that kick. The chase from Tomoko, good. Marju holds on. No panic from the winger.
Well, it did pop up in the air. Unfortunately, no Canberra player made a touch to it. He was able to pull it back in. Oh, that's a wild pass there from Herbert, but Fafita was in position. Here it is again from Marju. Drops the ball backwards. Jack Whiten almost got a fingertip to it.
Let his legs go,
So
Corey.
the Titans trying to get expansive here to get it out of their area, which has been a problem in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Jaden Campbell now. Oh, Young was around the collar. Sexton. Well, that full Tomoko intercept though, Chris. Now the Raiders another chance. Tomoko. Want to bore his way to the line. He's only 11 metres out. Whiten, look at him jump in a dummy half. Now Whitehead. Whiten just lurking behind the play. Starling. Papali'i. Now it's set up for Whiten if they want to go that way. As Whiten to Schneider, then the cutout. Sebastian Chris! It's another! Oh, the Titans have fallen in a heap and the Raiders are flying. 4 tries on the trot.
Well, Canberra are playing field position footy, and the Raiders, the Titans, are having trouble getting it out of their own end. They thought they'd go a different route this time. They swung it left, and then they came back right. And for some reason, the player that we've said has been so composed in the opening 40 minutes, Toby Sexton throws one, it's intercepted. A few plays later, they go to the centre of the field, then attack left. The throw out, the cut-out pass then from Schneider out to Seb Chris is good enough to get around the Titans' defence. 22-18, kick to come. Whiten, Schneider, across the face of Tomoko. Marju had come in field and he slips around the outside, Seb Chris. What a game we've got.
This
22-0 in the 39th minute. They grab one at the death, the Raiders. You wonder what sort of momentum that was going to have and what sort of impact that it'd have in the second half. And, well, they've played the sort of footy the Titans did in the opening 40 minutes. They've dominated possession, field position, and have been good enough to take advantage of it.
Well, we thought it was over, didn't we, Brandy? It's never over. You were thinking about the Suttons Forest Maccas on the drive home. That's how far gone we thought this was. But the Raiders, look how much time there is, 18 minutes. Who are you on here, Brandy? Obviously, Titans retain the lead no matter what happens with this kick.
Yeah, very hard to turn momentum. Mid-half, it's a Raiders run at the moment. And the Titans have had very few play the balls inside Canberra's territory.
That's right. How often that try before the break, how it can turn things around. Now Snyder. His last 2 kicks on this side. This one much wider out. And, it comes back, but not enough. It's 4 tries apiece. Goal kicking the difference, James Hooper.
A crowd of only a tick over 10,000 here tonight, Dan, but I'll tell you what, they are up and about, and the player who has them excited is Jack Whiten. Hasn't he been all class in this second half? He has a hand in this try here for Sebastian Chris, and earlier for Matt Tomoko's first, a beautiful little left foot grubber. The green machine, Dan, they're coming.
22 is their biggest comeback win. They've done it a couple of times against the Tigers in 2015, against Newcastle in 2016.
Well, it was the Whiten kick and chase and Starling tackle that got everything rolling Canberra's way.
So Papali'i hits it up. Who can turn this around for the Titans, Brandy?
Well, they need to steady just like Canberra did. Get through their sets, play field position, try and force an error. That's the sort of tackle they needed, and that was Patrick Herbert on Joe Tarpany.
Excellent tackle, short side though. Tomoko, again, plenty of space for him. Boys look dynamic. There's a couple of tries to boot. Remember, it is the Titans still in front. Tarpany taken heavily. Starling to Whiten. Whiten looking for offside defenders.
Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball, then it's a strip, but there'll be no advantage.
And it's a rarity, but a Canberra error in this second half.
Okay, shot clock's on. Thank you.
Yeah, he just drops it. There's no attempted strip.
Work in here.
You're right. It's a rare thing. Second half, 9 from 10.
I agree, mate, but I
First mistake from the Canberra Raiders in the second half.
Well, look at that territory. Yet, if the Titans can score next, all of a sudden that clock becomes a problem. And they're in reasonable field position to start this set.
You need to be tighter than that, mate. Thank you.
But Canberra's dominant in this half, as the Titans were in the first 39 minutes. Thermal. Comes down to it. Oh, that ball was stripped out, but it comes out for the Titans. Whitehead, he did well, but not quite well enough. And it presents the Titans with an extra couple of tackles. So Liu, again the meters, just not coming.
Well, the energy's flipped, hasn't it? And it's done a 180, and Canberra are now the side jamming up and putting pressure on the Titans for feed up. Can't get free.
Here's Proctor. Can't escape Whiten. Whitehead finishes it off. There's Smith to Sexton, now to Campbell. Oh, looks stylish, but ran straight into the traffic there. Papali'i. Now Liu. Back for Sexton, the delayed pass. Beautiful spin move. As Fafita looks for the quick play the ball. So last tackle, and Sexton goes for the corner. Sami, play on for Brimson, kicks ahead, and the Raiders come up with it, and, well, Starling gets into the field of play, but the referee wants to inspect.
Okay. Chids. Mate, we're on tackle 1. I got no try. Confirm that the Raiders get to this ball first. There's no grounding from the Titans, and we have tackle 1 back in the field of play.
So if the play stands, it will be a Canberra play the ball.
It was great control from AJ Brimson. The kick across field from Toby Sexton sees all the Titans chase
Titans
on
left
field.
side kick chaser onside.
Rapana and Sami in the air do battle.
I think after the events of Campbelltown yesterday, I don't think anyone would be complaining that we're having a look at this.
Sami gets his hands to
Ball
it.
is knocked backwards by Titans.
Comes to Brimson. He
And
drops the ball on his
regathered
foot immediately.
It is then kicked.
This is almost a very
Monitoring
special
player
play
in
from
front on the
him.
left.
He gets through and then tries to get the ball, soccers the ball, tries to get it into the in goal.
Kicked again, all players onside.
It doesn't make, it gets, Raiders get their hands to the ball first. It's not in the in-goal area, though.
No.
Starling comes up with it.
He hasn't lost it, has he?
Raiders take the ball, no touch there from Titans.
And then gets
Playing on
out
to
of
his point.
the in-goal area. That's pretty special from Tom Starling. That's brilliant from Tom
And
Starling.
tackled in the field of play. We have a decision.
Somehow was able to control the ball, retain it, and get out of the in-goal area.
With his hands facing the ground. Brilliant.
Because he's outside that radius of 10 metres.
Well, they've got some work to do. They're jammed in the corner, the Canberra Raiders, but they could be easily dropping the ball out from under their posts if it wasn't for that man and the skill he showed there.
They're lined up here, the Titans, ready to race up.
They'll try and swing momentum their way right now.
They're like 100-metre sprinters there coming off their line. Look, they're off the starting blocks. But good work from Valame. Hollywood United now on tackle number 3. And now Snyder. Oh, that's just outside the 20 and not going near the touchline anyway. So the field position now belongs to the Titans, although Campbell is just clobbered.
Yeah, tackle 3 kick. Interesting tactics there from the Raiders. Brad Schneider.
Oh, Whiten trying to force something there.
But it was a great kick chase. The chase was fantastic. Plenty of energy still about this Canberra defensive line.
Marju barreling it into Canberra territory.
You're not getting that one. Play the ball. Time's on.
So it comes from Brimson to Fermor. And 3 of them there to meet him. So Tino Fa'asuama'alawi is back for these last 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Liu, big minutes from him tonight. Sexton, more sideways than forwards. Canberra want no part of it, and they get the fortunate bounce, and that's a scrappy finish there for the Titans.
A lot of pressure on Toby Sexton there, and only just got his kick away. And the pressure was evident where the kick went. And a weird Nida and also Hudson Young.
Back up, Titans.
Could be starting their set in a lot worse position. Canberra as Papali'i gets it to the 40.
This time last year, Titans led Brisbane 22-0 at Suncorp and were run over. But they're still in front here. There's Whitehead along the sideline. Papali'i.
Sometimes when you're in front and you have a run of tries against you, you've got to remind yourself that you're still in front. Do what you did. They've got you in front.
We're just in a bit of a holding pattern here, aren't we? Is now swung out to the left side. Whiten on the run. Whiten almost through. Oh, Herbert holds on. 10 metres away. Now Hudson Young. Oh, and it's a loose pass, but advantage and a penalty. Offside. May have been suggestions. Herbert stayed down on Whiten a touch too long, but anyway, Canberra do get a result.
Yeah, great play there from Jack Whiten down this left touch line. Through the dummy, got into the clear. It was only a desperate lunging tackle from Patrick Herbert to save it.
Adam Elliott. A full set inside the 10. Titans barely hanging on. Tarpany the offload. Starling away. Young back to the middle. Young is met and put down. Fermor and Fotuaika. Every tackle a test for the Titans. Now it comes into Rapana, but that's well read. Now it's back to the open side where Papali'i a little flat-footed. And it gets going. Oh, the veteran almost. So they're setting it up for Whiten here. Now he gets it. Now he kicks. It's delicate. And it's good enough. Marju, nowhere to go.
No, they'll pile the pressure on now, the Canberra Raiders. Whiten with a couple of big plays. The run to get them in position. Just watch the speed of Whiten on the outside of Herbert. Throws the dummy, keeps Marju on his outside. Desperate tackle there from Patrick Herbert. I don't know if he was offside, AJ Brimson. I thought he was on the try line. Anyway, the kick from Whiten gets them another set.
This is as loud as the crowd has been all night, and Elliott took his hands away just in time. Well, that would have been a disaster.
We're down to the 10-minute mark now.
Tarpany. No offload here. Starling's going to run. Then he gets it onto Whiten. It's Starling and Whiten that look the most likely. Stack left side, comes out to Schneider on the right. Now Nickel Klukstar. Out it goes, Harueta-Naida. Off hands, 6 more tackles. Rapiner almost ferreted his way to the line. This is tremendous pressure. Have the Titans got the resolve to hang on? I believe he held down. That's good work from Liu. Experience, staying on as long as he can. Schneider. Oh, Young, the front man, puts it down. And the Titans do hang on. There's Campbell, Gallivants.
Well, too much pressure on Hudson Young. That pass there from Brad Schneider. They haven't hit the lead runner all night, so I can understand them wanting to try and mix it up. But Jack White was out the back. Very little chance of taking that. The Titans' defence was up in his face.
Oh, Tino. Still runs the defensive line back ever so slightly. Will Smith onto Philip Sami. What a strange old yet wonderfully entertaining game. Isaac Liu keeps it going now for Sexton.
Well, he looked for the long pass. He's already been picked off once tonight in this second half. Toby Sexton wisely hangs on to it.
Now inside the 40 is Will Smith here. That's a good kick. Nickel Klukstar has the wherewithal to get there just in time. And again, Canberra, despite that good kicker in reasonable field position. Nickel Klukstar.
Well, they've sped things up dramatically too, the Raiders. There is a different energy about them in this second half.
Tomoko floating around the middle. There's Starling now, Elliott.
Not very often you see Rick upstairs in the second half. Normally he makes his way down. Starling out a dummy half again.
Oh, he's so dangerous when he does this. This time the defence retreats well. Whiten shapes to kick, then passes. Sebastian Chris. So the last play of this set, they're not going to have that many more chances. Schneider, he finds the corner, so they're playing the patient game here as Campbell is hemmed into that corner.
He did well, Schneider there. Big chase from the Titans. Isaac Liu out of the line, but stepped back on the inside. A lot of work for the Titans to do. And not much energy about what they're doing. Only just getting themselves back on side.
Tarpany trying to jolt that ball free. But Brian Kelly, tough. Sami, one out. We couldn't have a second golden point game in a row, could we? There's Smith now out to Fillmore.
He gets himself towards the sideline. Not where you want to be on last play.
So Sexton here. I didn't really rush up on him. Elliott was the lead chaser. And again, Canberra not too far from halfway. It's been as long a period, it seems, as we've had since any points were scored. Certainly since the first try in the 14th minute. The tries have been fairly regular. Rapiner. Oh, what a don't argue there on Fa'asuma Alawi, and then the offload if you don't mind. Starling now for Schneider. Good metres, 35 metres from the line. Elliott really rolling his sleeves up and pounds it up to the 20. Whiten on the right this time, and they knew it was coming, so he won't be kicking. Needs a dummy half here. Papa Lee has to jump in. Schneider, Raider down in back play. Nickel Klukstar! Oh, this is close! He might have just done it! The Raiders have hauled in a 22-point deficit. Remarkable! We'll be looking closely at the replay, but this looks like a try.
Well, he's got a smile on his face, Nickel Klukstar, and I think he looks reasonably confident that he's got it down inside the dead ball line. Jack Whiten was on the ground and still might be. Jordan Rapin are getting treatment for cramps. Canberra players down everywhere, and up steps Brad Schneider. And it was Starling who copped a hit from Mo Fotuaika to play the ball out to Schneider. Schneider again finds the space, keeps it straight. Klukstar looks to get there.
Looks good on that angle.
This is the one where this is the money angle. We'll tell whether he gets it down. At ball sat up, he gets, comfortably.
And
comfortably.
The kick, very gettable.
That's beautiful stuff from Chance Nickel Klukstar, who has had his problems in this game. HIA in the first half, returned in the second, was down on his haunches for a long time. I didn't think he'd be able to carry on. 22 all, what a turnaround we have seen.
Starling still being treated. Nickel Klukstar, as you brought up, he's had his woes. Rapiner was treated a moment ago. And now the focus on a 3-game halfback in Brad Schneider. 21 years old. As we watch here. Well,
gets out a dummy half. Let's go of the ball. Oh, and he's hit late, but he just stood his ground. Fotuaika, really. He's going to be penalised.
Lead up that we were coming back to. Yeah. We get a try. So no's on report. What deep is the line for? How much he could do that? It's been looked at, mate. He's on report.
So on report Fotuaika, but no further damage.
As you said, he kicked 4 from 4. He missed the game against the Cowboys because of COVID. Tonight, 1 from 4.
He only recently, Brandy, had his 21st birthday. He's a boy from Adelaide. And now he's got the game on his boot. Still 4 minutes to go, but it might just come down to this. Brad Schneider. The same approaches he's used all night.
Oh,
he has drilled it. That is clutch. 4 minutes left. And the Raiders, for the first time, have the lead.
Yeah, 2 of the biggest kicks of his short career. The first one to get it into the in goal. Here it is now. Beautifully weighted, straightened it up so the winger couldn't play a part, the Titans winger, and Klukstar gets to the ball first and gets it down, and then is asked to step up and convert, and he does. Terrific stuff from the young halfback, Brad Schneider.
The greatest comeback in history is 26 points. We're not that far off. We know in modern rugby league, leads can be turned around.
Well, now it's up to the Titans to do something special.
That's right, Randy. That's right.
And they have led this whole game. 76 minutes of it.
And an astonishing night here on Fox League as Tarpany now. Now it's Canberra that, for the first time, don't have scoreboard pressure. Geez, Elliott's been strong in these last 10-15 minutes. Starling instrumental. Rapiner everywhere.
Oh, he's been brilliant, Rapiner. And you know, what a time to return. He's played a big part in the turnaround of the Canberra form. And that's another outstanding run from Joe Tarpany.
They have gone essentially from their try line to inside the 30. And now on the last, it comes out here to Schneider. And that's a fine result for the Raiders. They've got the Titans inside their 20.
Yeah, interesting not kicking. They didn't want to risk any 7-tackle set, but they die with the ball. What can the Titans do now with Just under 3 minutes left on the clock.
Well, they haven't looked like scoring all second half. Now the onus is on them.
Hudson, let go now, on the mark.
Very hard to change momentum, and that's proven to be the fact. But the Raiders came up with a late try in the first half. Can the Titans manufacture something now in the back end of the game?
So Sexton, oh, Snyder rushed up there and almost had a chance to haul that in. But the Titans here a little lost. Meters have been a real problem for them in this second half. It's better from Fotuaika, but there's only 2 plays left in this set. As now comes out to Liu. Early ball for Fita. Oh, inside Whiten. Inside Elliott. He's away for Fita. Now they drag him down. Oh, the big fella makes his mark. Now a crucial last play as it's fired out to Brimson. On to Fermor. Kelly miscues but does get boot to it. It still comes away for the Raiders. They're almost there, Canberra.
Well, David Fifita threatened to do something special that is now required by the Titans. Kelly dropped that ball. He was fortunate to get his foot to it. In the end, it didn't matter. The Raiders come away with the footy. The Titans will get one more shot.
So a dummy half run from Whiten. Another dummy half run from Young. But the Titans will get one more chance. They should get a full set. And Whiten. Oh, that's a great kick. That's a great kick. And it is a handover outside the 40. But pinpoint now the Titans have to go 90 metres in 52 seconds.
Yeah, nice kick there from Jack White, and his kicking game's been outstanding in the second half. Halfback stood up when needed. Brad Schneider, but on a whole, Jack Whiten's controlled things beautifully.
So Marju down the middle, but 30 seconds left.
Now we're into miracle stage.
Oh, what a hit! Ball comes out. What a statement! Referee has pulled play out. That is an exclamation mark.
Go to him, Hendo.
Players 20 metres back. An incredible tackle. A brutal tackle. Semi Valame. Oh, the Raiders. They are standing here at Canberra Stadium. They have just seen the equal of Canberra's greatest comeback.
Yeah, worth watching again. Oh, considering the state of play, I don't think I've seen a better hit. Semi Valame out of the line to shut things down. The danger man, AJ Brimson, with his hands on the ball, and little wonder the celebrations and the applause given to Semi Valame.
Now, time was called off there, so Canberra have to go through this, but the Viking clap is up, and it's about.
This has been an incredible performance from the Canberra Raiders.
Oh, they'll be cheering in the villages in Fiji. Semi Valame.
They were clueless and lifeless in the opening 39 minutes of the game.
Well, Justin Holbrook, finally we see some emotion, but not the happy kind.
Well, he was coasting along, Justin Holbrook, in the first half.
And Hudson Young just takes the tackle. They need a strip. They need a miracle. They need something. And Young, this will be the slowest play of the ball in history.
This will be the end of it. This is some sort of win.
This deserves a celebration.
Wow.
They were dead. They were buried. They've come back from 22, the Canberra Raiders.